Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry and Powell, the guards. And it's Ibaka in at the 5. And for the Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's O'Neal in at the 3, the small forward. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning the championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry, and those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Now here is Lowry. Softly drops in the floater.
When you are Lowry's size, you need to have a strong floater, and that was a beauty he just put up.
Lowry against Conley, and Gobert kicks to Conley. Passes it to Bogdanovich. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Pass to Siakam, and it's good for 2.
A good find by Kyle Lowry. Doesn't always get enough credit for his vision.
Conley against Lowry. Gobert the pass to Conley. Mitchell with it. The 3. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet.
You watch Mitchell's shot. The mechanics, the footwork, the elevation, all working in harmony.
Back to Powell. Outside Lowry. Lets it go with the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Lowry's got 5 points so far.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Conley against Lowry. Pass to Powell. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Ibaka. Lowry for 3. That one doesn't drop. The Jazz go the other way with it. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
It was a sizable loss, and it was mostly due to their awful passing and ball control. They just need to use better judgment in this game.
Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D. Wade with how he plays.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
They may not get the spotlight, but the Utah Jazz are one of the best run teams in the NBA. They're run as a legacy trust. That means every dime of profit goes back into the team.
And Mitchell drops them both. Steve, you were talking about the reinvestment for the Jazz. An upgraded arena, new practice facility.
Necessary moves, you know this, to stay competitive. The Jazz fans love their team, and they're showing that commitment in return.
Now, here is O'Neal, following the miss by Pascale Siakam. Conley dishes to Gobert. Kicks to Mitchell for the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Because he's so good at putting the ball on the floor and making plays, the 3 is going to be available to Donovan Mitchell.
Siakam looking around. Over Gobert. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Conley against Lowry. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Mike Conley is very crafty. He can bait a defender into getting a little too physical with him. Last season, Mike Conley became the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points scored. He was already first in assists, steals, and three-pointers.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Conley. And Smitty, when it's all said and done, Mike Conley's jersey has to go in the Memphis Raptors.
Absolutely. Over a decade in a Grizzlies uniform, he helped lead them to the best years in franchise history.
And Conley drops them both.
He's an ultra-quick lefty with a great feel for how to run a team. Mike Conley is a tremendous asset for this franchise.
Now, here's Siakam. 17 points for him last game against Golden State.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Jazz. They trail by 1. Out to the right wing. Conley, the pass to O'Neal. Back to Conley. And there's the pass to Mitchell. Clock at 4. The 3. Gobert trying to get open. Hits the three-point bomb. And 11 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, coming in, you know Donovan Mitchell's going to get shots. All you can do defensively is try to make it tough on him.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. A 32-point game for him in the win against the Pistons in Detroit.
You can't forget about how great he was at forcing contact and getting to the line. He racked up a lot of easy points at the line that way.
Lowry feeling it out a bit. Passes it to Anunoby. Back to Lowry for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Lowry's got 8 points.
So often, Lowry's the guy setting up other guys on this type of play. This time, he finishes with a catch and shoot.
Bogdanovich against Ibaka. And here is O'Neal. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And it's Mitchell missing. Pass to Anunoby. Stolen by O'Neal. Here's Conley. Oh, that's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Toronto's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. The drive by Lowry. It's Powell on the wing. Covered by Mitchell. Lowry. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And over the last few seasons, Kyle Lowry's scoring trending downward. His assists increasing, though, dramatically, relying more on his teammates to get the job done.
That free throw missing. And we've seen Lowry settling for more perimeter shots in recent years.
I mean, he's always had a great motor, but you have to adapt as you get older. Some back issues starting to creep in, and important for him to stay healthy along the way.
And he's good on the second.
You know, a multi-time All-Star. He's an NBA champion now. It's taking some time, but Lowry has finally silenced his critics.
Now, here's Mitchell. He had 25 points in the win against Detroit. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Utah with the ball. Bogdanovich passes to Conley. He dishes it to Mitchell. Clock at 6. And slam dunk by Gobert.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Rudy Gobert, third.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Clarkson, he's checked in for Mike Conley. Now Gobert following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. And stolen by Siakam. And finished off by Siakam.
You know, it's not just the energy Siakam brings to the defensive end. It's the instincts. Great job turning them over.
Pass to Gobert. They get a hand on it. And stolen by Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Boy, the improvement Siakam's shown every year. Right there, a one-man wrecking crew.
Clarkson passes to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Shot clock at 5. And it's blocked. Now Powell. 37 points in the win against Golden State. The three-pointer is right on target.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Up top, Gobert. He kicks to Bogdanovich. And the foul called on Pascale Siakam. That's his first foul. And Utah making a change here. Ingles is checked in. And then for Toronto, Boucher is checked in. And it's Patrick McCaw in for Anunoby. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Gobert finds Ingles. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Kyle Lowry. Good season for him last year. He was around 14 points a game last year. 8 assists and 5 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Without a good floor conductor coming off the bench, your offense can quickly grow stagnant. He solves that problem well.
Offensive rebound.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Clarkson. 14 points from him the last game against the Pistons in Detroit. And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Well, we've seen it before. We're certainly seeing it right now, Smitty. The super team phenomena. Is there anything the league can or should do about that?
What I think they can do is being able to allow players to sign a longer-term deal. If a guy is, I would say, under contract for 6, 7, 8 years, then you won't see as much movement. But if you have these guys who are making so much money off the court from their endorsements, they're going to keep signing shorter deals so they'll have the leverage to be able to move.
Here's Mitchell after the Raptors pick up 2. 5 to shoot. Clarkson dishes to Ingles. To stop the drought. Gobert can't hit. Toronto leading by 7. The pass to McCaw. Pass to Boucher. Here's the three. Ingles with the rebound. Clarkson surveying the floor. Pass to Gobert. Tipped away. Lowry has the open look. Raptors get it back. And the shot goes in from Siakam. Siakam's got 12 in the game.
You know, before coaches started running plays for him, this is where Siakam would get his points, on the offensive glass.
Utah calls timeout. A strange saga last season for Patrick McCaw. Restricted free agent with the Warriors. He sat out, Smitty, for months.
He did, Kevin. Eventually signed a non-guaranteed deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he was waived within days, prompting a league investigation. A promising young player, the Dubs didn't want to lose him, and eventually signed with the Toronto Raptors, and he won another chip. What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Lowry kicks to McCaw. Mitchell against Davis. Lowry from outside. Good on the triple. 12 points for him.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
Mitchell passes to Bogdanovich. Will it go? Jump shot is good.
Good job by Mitchell, trusting his teammates, and in turn, that's going to open up opportunities for him.
Siakam kicks to Boucher. Gobert with the block, and so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. And the Raptors making a change here. Powell's checked in. And so here's Toronto. It's a 10-point game. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Siakam. Stolen by Mitchell. And now Utah, fast break. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Siakam.
Yes, so explosive. More often than not, Mitchell will beat you to the spot. You know, he stands 6'3", but Donovan Mitchell's 6'11" wingspan more than compensates. He has the tools to be an elite two-way player.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And look at the physical profile for Mitchell, a world-class athlete.
And it's his aggressiveness for me that puts him over the top. Doesn't shrink from the big moments. He embraces that spotlight.
And Mitchell drops them both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Siakam against Bogdanovich. Davis gets a wide open look. Cans it from downtown. And the Raptors lead by 11.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
Now here's Gobert. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well. And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel.
That's 4 turnovers out of them already. Sloppy play in the early going.
Toronto leading by 11. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Siakam. Ready by Bogdanovich. For Utah, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Now, here's Mitchell. Tight defense on him. From the arc. And so it's the Toronto Raptors holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Right back after this break. It wasn't an immediate star turn for Mike Conley in the NBA. He talked about that journey.
The ups and downs of injuries and early on in my career not being able to be consistent enough to be considered a top guard in the league and making myself work that much harder to get my game to a level where I feel that I can compete against anybody in the league. And that's what I'm most proud of, is just being able to withstand that.
Great work ethic is the key. Conley stayed at it.
And a player that's known for keeping his composure, that helps also. He weathered those early challenges and just stayed positive.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance from the Raptors so far.
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's their strategy. Try to overwhelm you. Try to put you in a hole you have to dig yourself out of.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Raptors. They've got Powell. Anunoby out there with McCaw. And there's Davis. And it's Boucher in at center. Pass to Clarkson. Powell with the steal.
How about the energy and activity on that play? Great steal.
Here's Anunoby. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Niang out to the right wing. Conley inside the line. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 4 rebounds in this game. McCaw, the pass to Powell. Yep, that one goes.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why: they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
Now, here's Clarkson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Six to shoot. Shot to stop the run. Bradley trying to break free. And Clarkson with the layup. We talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors. Where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations, they are able to send help, double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. Kevin, that's what made him, from Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. And that one falls for Mike Conley.
And Smitty, as tough as they are on D, the Jazz have been middle of the pack offensively. How do they improve there?
You know, GA, they can be a top 10 offense. The 2 things that have held them back are turnovers and poor free throw shooting.
Good on both. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
He's embraced it, Kevin, and he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's his third foul of the game.
And already his third foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the third quarter.
Conley dishes to Clarkson. Back to Conley. The Jazz working the ball around now. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
On defense, the Raptors. They led by as many as 18 points. Niang kicks to Ingles. From outside, off the mark. Utah comes into this one after the win against Detroit. McCaw with the bucket. Jazz trail by 16. Clarkson passes to Bradley. Clarkson with the ball. The pass to Conley. Lets it go from deep. Good on the three-point shot. Conley's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Give Conley credit. He's recognized the need to become a knockdown shooter and put in the work.
Passes it to Anunoby. Inside, Boucher kicks to McCaw. Shot clock at 3. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Jazz have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Raptors leading by 13. The feed now to Powell. Stolen by Clarkson. And now Clarkson pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
I like that play by Joe Ingles. Doesn't have anything he wants. Keeps the ball moving.
Takes the 13-footer. The shot by Powell, no good.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
Clarkson passes to Bradley. Shoots over Powell, and Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got it back down to single digits for the Jazz.
I mean, every time down the floor, this is what you're trying to do. Find the right matchup.
Powell, no one around him, drops in the tray. Powell's got 9.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please, that's terrible.
Ingles passes to Conley. From 11 feet away, chalk up 2 there. 11 points in the game.
Mike Conley with a terrific feel in the pick and roll. He's like a quarterback going through his progressions.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Smitty, lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I can step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my area shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. Bogdanovich comes in for George Niang. Royce O'Neal's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Donovan Mitchell's subbed in for Mike Conley.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Stolen by Clarkson. Now, here is O'Neal. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Clarkson kicks to O'Neal. Just 5 to shoot. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Now just a 5-point Raptor lead. Floats it up there for Siakam. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Feeds to Bogdanovich. And stolen by Siakam. Foul. That's good. And now it's a 9-point Raptor lead.
Playing at his tempo, his pace. He's been dialed in all night.
Mitchell passes to Bogdanovich. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Kyle Lowry. A 3-ball. A rebound by the Jazz.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Bogdanovich passes to Gobert. And dishes to Mitchell. Launches it. No good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. McCaw kicks to Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Such a fluid mover off the bounce. Siakam gets to his spot before the defense can react.
Clarkson passes to Mitchell. Back to Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. Here's O'Neal. Another miss by Utah.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And Siakam gets it to go on the assist by Lowry. And that's 18 points for Siakam. And Bogdanovich kicks to Clarkson. To stop the run. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. 4th, Rudy Gobert.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Free throw good. Clarkson.
And Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, not just doing an amazing job in Toronto, he's also had a huge role in the growing of the game in Africa.
Growing up in Nigeria, he fell in love with the game of basketball, and he has worked his way up. Now he's given a hand back, building pathways for others to follow in his footsteps, bringing the development and leadership to the continent.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Outside Lowry. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. 15 points for Kyle Lowry.
A threat from anywhere on the floor. Lowry does it with skill, and he does it with toughness.
Mitchell dishes to Clarkson. And here is Mitchell. He's got 13. Fires for 3. Siakam pulls it in. And it's the Raptors' ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
Clarkson against Siakam. Pass to Bogdanovich. Kicks it to Mitchell. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. And the 7-foot Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, former Defensive Player of the Year.
They call him the Stifle Tower. He's the anchor, the foundation of this team. He changes the complexion of the game when he occupies the paint.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. So many NBA players now have their talented children playing in the NBA or in college and will soon be in the NBA. Smitty, whose kids stand out to you as potential superstars?
Hey, Kevin, Dale Curry, for sure.
No, wait. Okay, I could have gotten that one. Steph Curry. Who else, though? Who else catches your eye?
I think up and coming, LeBron's kid, Shaq's son, D-Wade's, and that's what you love. You see a lot of these guys, and it's great for me. I remember when they were little, Kevin, and now seeing them win in championships, being able to play on that stage is unbelievable.
Now, here is Ibaka. He had 13 points in the win against Golden State.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
They are getting buried tonight with plays like that one, allowing too much space for a good shooter.
Here's Conley, following the score by Serge Ibaka. Mitchell against Davis. And it's Mitchell missing.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
I will say this about his shooting stroke. It's pure when he's got it going. Perfect so far this quarter. One of the league's best-kept secrets, Pascale Siakam out of Cameroon, discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
Anunoby, he's checked in for McCall. Throw good, Siakam. Smitty, you're talking about Siakam. The Raptors president is from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
Here's Toronto now. They're on a 16-3 run.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And I'll tell you, Siakam is like a spider in terms of his balance, his reach. He can overwhelm you.
The Raptors shooting their fifth attempt at the line in the game. Throw good, Siakam.
You have to give Pascale Siakam a lot of credit. He's continued to improve the shooting percentage both from the field and the line.
Conley finds Mitchell. Takes the three. Toronto grabs the miss. Ibaka's got his seventh rebound of the game with that last one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Lowry passes to Siakam. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yes, people have been surprised by Siakam's offense. What I'm surprised about is the efficiency.
The Raptors shooting their sixth and seventh free throw attempts tonight. Throw good, Siakam.
When Gordon Hayward left the Jazz 3 summers ago, some expected a rebuild. Instead, they hit gold with Donovan Mitchell and kept on trucking.
The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. Both good from the line that time.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Mitchell. Gobert trying to get open. Right side, Bogdanovich. He kicks it to O'Neal. Trying to end the drought. Drains it from beyond the arc. O'Neal's got 5 points now this quarter. With 1 on the clock, he doesn't hit that one. Pascale Siakam getting it done for Toronto. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kyle Lowry. Kyle, you came out strong to take advantage in the first half. Were you pleased with the effort?
Yeah, we got to keep it up. Our defensive intensity has to stay high.
That has led to some great play at the other end. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first half was all about Pascale Siakam. He ended up with 26 points, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. After a subpar performance in their previous contest, he has come on strong tonight. His first half, sensational. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, it's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Like the Pythagorean theorem, times 50, times 100, times 50, times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Pascale Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
It's a part of his game that he can always tap into. There's an art to it, and he is painting the canvas tonight.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Gobert in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Anunoby, no good. The Jazz shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Here's Conley. That one off the back iron and out. Raptors leading by 22. To the wing right side. And Siakam throws it down.
You know, he's able to shoulder more and more of the load offensively. Siakam's star continues to rise.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. There's the 3. Sinks the triple. Mitchell's got 17 now.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Sunday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Here's Ibaka. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists in the game.
Defensively there, you have to account for Serge Ibaka. Counters with a 3 of his own.
Now, here's Mitchell. 17 points in the game. Pass to O'Neal. 3-pointer. And the Jazz, another 3.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And so Siakam will bring it up for Toronto. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. No good that time. Good D by Bogdanovich. Lowry against Conley. Now, here's Mitchell. Guarded closer. Back to Conley. 5 on the clock. Puts up a 3. Drills it from outside. He's got 14.
Over the years, Mike Conley has really improved his jumper, using his quick release well.
To the inside. Stolen by Mitchell. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by O'Neal.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Powell, the pass to Lowry. And Lowry gets double teamed. Anunoby in the corner. And again, Toronto no luck. And here are the Jazz now. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Mitchell kicks to Conley. Back to Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's O'Neal. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And the pass to Lowry. Here's the lob to the hoop. And the dunk by Powell.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Jazz trail by 18. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Mitchell dishes to Conley. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by the Raptors. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And they're playing through a string of road games that will be game 5 of the 6 on the road. Now here's Powell. The rebound by the Jazz. Gobert's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. You know, it's tougher to get recognition in a small market like Utah, Smitty. Rudy Gobert says he has to do 3 times as much to draw attention.
And at the same time, his focus is still on team and winning. His leadership is very important to them.
So it's Toronto now. It's an 18-point lead. Lowry against Conley. Lowry passes to Siakam. Doubled by Bogdanovich. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Jazz with possession here. Utah's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Conley against Lowry. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Another miss by Utah.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Jazz trail by 18. Conley feeling it out. Here's Mitchell. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Mitchell's got 20.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
You know why? Success breeds confidence, and he's certainly been successful from there, time and time again.
Now here's Conley, following the miss by Pascale Siakam. Passes to O'Neal. Knocks it loose, and stolen by Siakam. No one near him. That one goes in, and the Raptors lead by 17.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Conley against Lowry. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Yeah, easy call.
And that one falls for Conley. And he can't hit the second.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Anunoby, and it's sent back by O'Neal. Anunoby kicks to Lowry. Off target from outside.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Count that one. O'Neal's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now, here's Siakam. And he has 28 points for the game.
Down the stretch, this is when they need him the most, and he is delivering.
Utah calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
A different look for Utah. George Niang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Joe Ingles comes in for O'Neal, and it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Here's Niang. No points in the game yet for him. Mitchell passes to Niang. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Great defense by Serge, a tremendous athlete, blessed with insane length and leaping ability.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Now, here is Lowry. He's got 15. 6 to shoot. From 17 feet out, Anunoby, good. Anunoby's got 4 points this quarter.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
And his teammates call him old man, say he looks like a 40-year-old farmer, but Joe Ingles, Smitty, much more than meets the eye.
You know what, Kevin? He's a star in his role. He's gotten better and better. He's a guy who can impact winning on a nightly basis.
The first one falls.
I mean, an incredible story how Joe Ingles has gotten to this point. A lot of it's been resiliency, and a lot of it has been sacrifice.
And so he hits both. You know, Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Here's Niang, covered by Siakam. They get it back. Here's Clarkson. Good work defensively by Lowry.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Kyle Lowry is second.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Free throw drops for Lowry. O'Neal's checked in for George Niang. And then for Toronto, Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Siakam. Thomas comes in for OG Anunoby. Davis is subbed in for Norman Powell. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
There's a built-in respect for coaches who played in the NBA. The Jazz, Quinn Snyder, never made it that far, but as a point guard, he helped Duke make 3 Final Four appearances.
And it's Mitchell with the jam.
If you're the defense, not much you can do. Donovan Mitchell had his mind made up. Bad intentions.
Clarkson against Lowry. And Lowry gets double teamed, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ingles. Smitty, Snyder also an All-American in high school, 2-time Washington State Basketball Player of the Year in high school.
Led Mercer Island to a state title, and then experienced coaching in college, the G League, and abroad. He's a lifer, and he's been around the game far and wide.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Bradley comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Conley in for Donovan Mitchell. Deflects the pass, a pull-up, and the shot goes in from Siakam. Siakam's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Utah calls timeout. And out of UCLA, Norman Powell, an athletic 6'4" combo guard, said he modeled his game after Russell Westbrook.
And I can see why. He's gifted physically as well. A 6'11" wingspan, a 40-inch vertical leap. He's more of a 2-guard in my opinion, and he's off to a strong start in his young career.
Here's Clarkson. Jazz working now with the fresh shot clock. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. No good on that one. That's off as well, so he misses both. Raptors leading by 20. Davis looking for an opening. Pass to McCaw. Now Siakam. Lets the 3 fly. Ingles with the rebound. Utah has gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. Conley kicks to Clarkson. Sinks the three-pointer. Clarkson's got 12 in the game.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Pass to McCaw. Davis against Conley. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and it's blocked by Bradley, and they're able to recover. Clarkson against Powell. Bradley passes to Clarkson. Outside Conley. Poked away. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Clarkson. How he did last season. Averaged 17 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
Hollis Jefferson finds Davis. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Here's Conley. Davis with some nice D.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
George Niang, he's checked in for Utah. Now, here's Clarkson. 12 points for him. Here's Niang. Kicks it to Conley. From deep three-point range. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Powell's got his 4th rebound in this one. Now the pass to Hollis Jefferson. And again, Toronto no luck. Pascale Siakam getting it done for the Toronto Raptors. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for Toronto right now, Anunoby out there with McCaw. Then there's Davis. Then it's Thomas. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 5 down low. They swipe it. Conley, the pass to Ingles. He kicks to Clarkson. Passes it to Bradley. From the low block. And the shot goes down. Bradley's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for Utah.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Davis, the pass to Anunoby. Here's McCaw. And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That is his first foul of the game. Anunoby kicks to Thomas. McCaw, the pass to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. From outside the arc, buries the long-range jumper.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
I mean, defensively, if you have any hope of coming back in this game, you can't afford to give him those looks.
Here's Conley after Toronto at the three-pointer. Knocked loose.
And the truth is, I've been there. He's trying to find the rhythm on his shot. He feels like he's close, and that's why he keeps shooting.
Pass to Davis. Raptors moving the ball around. McCaw with the bucket.
Woo! He got a clean look, and he makes the defense pay for disrespecting him.
Conley with a wide open look, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
He is starting to build up a little confidence. Hit just 1 3 in the entire first half, but he has hit 2 more since then.
Davis kicks to McCaw. No good, shot missing. Bradley with some nice D. Conley against Davis. Conley, the pass to Bradley. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Bradley's got 4 points this quarter.
Finding a man wide open, Mike Conley does an exceptional job of leading this team.
Thomas dishes to Davis. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
It's Davis on the wing. Over by Conley. And that one's good by Davis. And the Raptors lead by 18. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Pass to Clarkson. Takes a 3. No good there. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Outside, Davis. Back to Anunoby. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
Davis against Conley. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Royce O'Neal's checked in for the Jazz. And so Mike Conley nails both of them. Raptors leading by 18. Outside, Davis. The pass to McCaw. Here's Anunoby, guarded by O'Neal. And it goes down 2 points. And the Raptors lead by 20.
Talk about making halftime adjustments. You love what they're doing with him now offensively.
Clarkson kicks to Conley. Down low. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist from Conley. Conley's got his 5th assist in this one. Toronto calls timeout. Powell, he's checked in for Thomas. Hollis Jefferson passes to McCaw. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got his 4th rebound in this one. And O'Neal gets it to go.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Powell against Clarkson. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. For the Jazz, Gobert comes in for Joe Ingles. And Donovan Mitchell subbed in for Clarkson. Then for the Raptors, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Pascale Siakam comes in for Patrick McCaw. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Davis. Now, here's Siakam. Bucket is good.
Oh, that's great awareness. That's a great pass. Credit Siakam and the work he's done to understand where everyone is in this offense.
Conley against Lowry. Conley kicks to Mitchell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Ibaka, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
And the first one at the line is good.
In a short time span, I'm amazed at how far Donovan Mitchell's come. He has very few weaknesses for a young player.
And so he makes both from the line. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Passes it to Anunoby. Siakam with it. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
Pass to Mitchell. Shoots over Powell. Another miss by Utah. Toronto leading by 16. Here's Anunoby, and the Raptors tack on 2 more.
I don't know what coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Conley against Lowry. Here's Mitchell. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. The shot by Powell, no good.
Not in rhythm. He had the 2 triples in the first half, none so far in the second.
O'Neal passes to Brantley. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
They might be behind, but you can't blame him. He has been spectacular so far in this one.
Here's Lowry. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Conley. Now O'Neal kicks it to Conley. Pass to Gobert. Outside Conley. Offline with his 3. Raptors leading by 16. Here's Anunoby. And again, Toronto no up.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
The pass to Gobert. Toronto grabs the miss. Here's Anunoby. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And the Raptors lead by 18. Jazz have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the 4th and even 50%. Here's Gobert, and that one good.
Now this is why Gobert is shooting over 60% for his career. Highly efficient inside.
Mitchell against Powell. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Bogdanovich is checked in for Brantley. And it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in, and Toronto also making a switch. Patrick McCaw, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. Siakam hits them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Clarkson passes to Gobert. Mitchell kicks to Clarkson. Powell pulls it in. Raptors leading by 18. Passes it to Anunoby. And here is Powell. Pass to McCaw. Over to the left wing. Raptors moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. All sorts of time. And that one goes long.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
Mitchell against Powell. Mitchell kicks to Clarkson. Back to Mitchell. Lays it up off the glass. Mitchell's got 12 points in just the second half.
Already with a bullseye on his back, Donovan Mitchell reacts to the defense, and he scores.
Pass to Powell. Lowry against Clarkson. Powell, the pass to Anunoby. Lowry for 3, drains the three-pointer. Lowry's got 20.
And that's another 3. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise.
Now, here's Mitchell. And stolen by Siakam. Outside Lowry. Lowry drawing the double team. Back to Powell. Fires the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please. That's terrible.
Now, here's Clarkson. Defense right on him. And the pass to Gobert. Over Lowry. Nice shot by Gobert.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Now here's Powell. 1:35 left to play here in the fourth. Gobert with the block.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high-percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Pascale Siakam.
You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Pascale Siakam.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Boucher passes to Johnson. Thomas feeling it out a bit. Back to Johnson. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
On the heels of this run, you wonder, where was this effort earlier on?
Well, the question becomes, are they playing that much better now, or has their opponent taken the rest of the night off?
Now here is Miller. Pass to Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Pass to Boucher. He blocks it again, making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyle, congrats on the win. What did you guys want to accomplish and get this win?
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Thanks again, Kyle. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.